All right, my friends, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday to you guys. Hey, thank you so much for checking it out and joining me today. Today, I'm going to be going a little bit more in detail actually into just my journey online, kind of the stuff I've been through, and overall just a general awareness video for you. Now, the reason I say this is an awareness video for some people out there is just because, as you guys already know, there's a lot of stuff on the internet out there. And I just want you guys to be more informed so you can make better decisions about yourself and your money. Without further ado, let's get into the story. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say I will be pacing around my house just a little bit. I have all the lights on. The lighting might not be perfect in some situations, but in order for me to tell the best story possible, I just have to pace around a little bit. You'll have to forgive me. Where do we begin? Back in 2016, I was still living at my parents' house and actually, was nicely asked to leave by my dad eventually. And so I went and got my first apartment over across town. It was a single, one bedroom, one bath apartment. And I was happy. I was living the independent lifestyle. I was actually working, hustling, 2 jobs at the time, working at a grocery store not near, far from my apartment, and also a restaurant downtown. And I was putting in about 50 hours a week, just doing what I had to do to pay my bills at the time. And I was really proud of all of that. Despite being content, being happy in my new home, I'm young, ambitious, X, Y, and Z. One of my favorite things I like to do is look at YouTube videos of Street Speed 717. But I would love coming home and just watching some Street Speed because he just put out great content. He was real. Well, one day, as so many people and YouTubers have done, he decided to show us essentially how well he was doing with his YouTube ad revenue, which I was aware that was happening. It wasn't something I had never thought of before, but it was when he showed me some of the screenshots that he did that something went off in my mind, and I was like, oh shoot, like this is possible. Like people are actually out there making a living online, and this guy's making videos actually just of what he loves, right? It was very inspiring for me 4 years ago, just like a lot of you probably get inspired by YouTubers. Now, it was at this point for me that whole I want to make money online light bulb went off. I mean, maybe you've had that moment, maybe you haven't. If you have, I'm here to just tell you a few things and what happened to me. So once you have that light bulb go off that tells you want to try to make money online, and you put that first Google search in, well, you're pretty much going down a rabbit hole that will probably never be slammed with advertisements on how to make money. There's always going to be a course in your face. It really, and I was all new at this, right? Like any smart person might do, I took a few months, I stood back and I looked at all the people selling these courses, all the different ways to make money. Because there's affiliate marketing, drop ship products, you can open an Amazon store, you can create a course. There's all these things you can do, right? And so I wanted to take a fair step back, look at who I could trust, look at what I wanted to do. There was a lot of online gurus flashing their mansions and Lamborghinis. Essentially, I just wanted a legitimate source of knowledge from someone I could trust. Now, after several months of kind of just lurking on the internet and not taking a lot of action, right, which I recommend, I found Mr. Peter Prus. Now, again, this isn't so much of a talking crap video or saying anyone's bad. This is just a part of my story, and it involves this person. So if you don't already know who Peter Prus is, he is an online coach that teaches people how to start their own business, right? I found Peter about 2 years ago now, or whenever, 3 years ago. And what I loved about Peter was that he was real, he was authentic, he wasn't flashy, he had good content just sitting in front of his computer, and all was well. That was the Peter 2 years ago. And part of the inspiration for me making this video was what happened to me, and I just got hit with his advertisement yesterday. He is standing in front of a multi-million-dollar mansion and a Lamborghini, and he's talking about building people's businesses. But before I go into my opinion on that, I'll tell you what happened to me and Peter. So like so many other people, I clicked on one of his links one day, and I eventually sat through one of his hour-long webinars totally oblivious to what was really going on, not even knowing it was really just a long sales pitch, right? Ultimately ended up pulling the trigger on his $1,000 course, and I was in. Now, I was very excited. I just spent $1,000 of my own hard-earned money to try to, invest in myself, do this. I was feeling good. I was feeling motivated. I was happy. Bought the course. I was in. I was invested. It was time to get to work and go. And if you've ever been in that position to where you spend that kind of money on your education, especially online education, well, it really becomes a matter of how committed are you to yourself, right? Now, everything was fine and dandy. The course was great. Peter, you're probably not going to see this, but the course had a lot of value in it. I could tell you spent some time on it. And inherently, there was nothing wrong with Peter Prus' Empire Builders program. But I'm going to tell you where it goes south. So after working on my first sales funnel for just about a few months, again, if you've ever built a sales funnel, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, I don't know. A lot of people do it fluently these days, but your first one is challenging. You're going to learn a lot, and you're not going to do it quickly, let alone make any sales, right? I'm not saying people haven't had success or luck. I mean, there's a ton of people that have success and luck, but it's just a challenge, right? So after buying the course and working on the funnel, which he obviously knows you're doing, it's been a few years, guys, but essentially, the next thing I know is I was on the phone with one of Peter's people from his team, which looking back on it now is just ultimately a long sales call. They were selling me on a $6,000 mentorship program. This guy was like, you seem really motivated. I think with Peter's skills and your motivation, like you'll be off to the moon. I think you'll be reaching your income goals online within 3 to 6 months. No problem, buddy. Well, I was at the gym that day, and I specifically remember racing home to grab my brand new MasterCard that wasn't even activated yet. And while this guy was on the phone, I activated it, and swoop. Actually, he didn't swipe it. I just gave him the numbers, of course. So that was happening, and as you can imagine now, I'm like in more than ever. So what did his course, or what did the mentorship really give you? What was so amazing? Well, so with the mentorship, you got personal access to Peter via Voxer, which is a walkie-talkie app, and you could send him as many messages as you want, kind of have free access to him. The only caveat was that he wouldn't respond anytime. It was only for a brief period in the morning, and a lot of the times his responses were pretty brief. I wasn't mad about this at the time. I knew he had other students, X, Y, and Z. So this went on for about 30 days, maybe a little more. I was building out my funnel. I was messaging Peter every day, asking him questions. I was learning, and at the time in my personal life, maybe you guys can relate, I had a lot going on in my personal life. I had a real job still. They actually sent me down to Florida to work after this hurricane. A lot of relationship issues at the time, 1.5-year-old baby, terrible breakup with my ex, but I was still invested in myself, right? Like hopefully you guys are. I spent all this money and I was ready to go. I was working. I remember being down in Florida. I brought my computer. I was, asking Peter questions. And, we kind of fell off a little bit with the messaging because I had a lot going on in my life, right? It wasn't too long ago. This was actually probably about a year ago now. I can't believe I've waited this long to tell this story. But I was ready to kind of get back to work on my business because, again, I had a lot going on in my personal life, and I kind of set my funnel and things to the side just for a little while. I didn't even cancel my ClickFunnels subscription. The funnel was still active. I just had things going on. It wasn't one of those things I could work on actively every day. Well, I reached back out to Peter's team. This was less than a year after I initially bought the program, and I was just wanting help. I had questions, you know what I mean? One of the people from Peter's team told me, oh, well, you're not a member anymore. That was not a lifetime access program, and I'm sorry, good luck. What? I mean, I live a great life. I'm not broke or anything, but $6,000 is a lot of money for me. $1,000 is a lot of money to me. Money is money, and $6,000 for anyone in America can do a lot of things. I mean, for $6,000, looking back on it, bro, you should have flown me out to your house and built that one little funnel I was trying to do. And so where I'm going with all of this is that that happened to me, and there's other parts of my online journey that I want to tell you guys and talk to you guys about. Ultimately, when it comes to those high dollar and high ticket courses, you guys have to be careful. These guys are extremely smart and they're really good at marketing, and it's all about your perceived value of the product. When you're down and you want to make a better life for yourself, and you have big dreams and you're ambitious, you're also in a naive spot to be sold things that may not be totally worth their value. And I just want to say this, I just have to say this. There's an advertisement going around right now. I got hit with it yesterday. I'm going to try to find a recording of it and include it in this video. But Peter, there he is, standing in front of a multi-million-dollar home, really nice sports car, and he's saying some bullshit along the lines of, well, you want to see if a guru's really a guru? Like, ask him to build your online business for you. Oh, nice job, Peter. You're going to build people's businesses for them. That's great. I'm not hating on that, but I can tell you what's probably happening. This is just a guess because I gave this guy $6,000. He's going to charge you anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000 to build you a sales funnel. He's going to tell you it's a highly profitable product. He's going to tell you that you're going to make your money back. He's going to tell you all these things, and he's going to make the value seem really great. Who wouldn't want a business built for them so they can live the life of their dreams with that automated income, remote work, no boss? Who is not going to pay lots of money for that? But I'm telling you guys, you're better off learning the ropes yourself and trying to build that first funnel yourself. It'll give you a better understanding of what to do, how the process works. You'll have a greater appreciation for all of that. And really, I just don't want to see any of you guys give that much money to someone like that. Because again, Peter, like, you used to be someone that could be trusted, seemed reliable. Sorry, bro, you are one of those gurus. You kind of look just like a guru, bro, and no one likes that kind of persona anymore. Like, I'm really sorry. You are a smart man. You achieved the goal of making that money. But I hate to see it at the detriment of other people like myself, right, who spent a whole credit card trying to get some one-on-one mentorship. And it's not about being lazy. It's not about me having to work harder or anything like that. It's about following through with that coaching or high-dollar mentorship program that you promised. You know what I mean? So again, you're never going to see this video. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to ask for my money back or anything like that. It's all done and over with, even though I'm sure you've got plenty of it, and I'm a single dad who pays child support and is really out here doing whatever he can, right? But I'll let it go. It's fine. This video is for awareness for you guys. And another motivation for me making this was actually a combination of James Johnny's videos and CoffeeZilla's videos, where they both talk about scams online and gurus and stuff. Some of their content has been really eye-opening to me. Go check them out. There's some sketchy stuff going on with Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, which is just really frustrating and annoying for me as someone who wants to motivate and inspire others. I hate to see the people that are at the top of that industry, right, who are supposed to be at the top, taking advantage of people. As a 25-year-old who has the goals that I do, I aspire to be better than those kinds of people. Those people used to be my role models. They used to be someone I looked up to. I've read Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within, and I've listened to Dean Graziosi's podcast, as well as other books by him. And to see them do what, I don't have all the details, but just be careful where you put your money. I wouldn't pay more than $1,000 for a course. Even then, that's getting up there. If it's more than $1,000, guys, it's got to include a one-on-one thing, probably some plane tickets, probably a gourmet meal, the whole nine, right? Peter were to contact me or someone from his team, they would say some bullshit along the lines of, oh, well, you know, for $6,000, that doesn't get you the fully built thing. Yeah, up my ass, bro. $6,000. It's a few web pages. Like, yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Taking Peter's course and all of that, I learned a lot. It was an eye-opener, but I'm sure there's other people out there like me who joined his high-dollar program and probably didn't get the results that they deserved or maybe even expected. I mean, for $6,000 a pop, he probably did that to hundreds of people, and look where he's at now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for daily content. I'm gonna do my best to upload daily for you guys. If you've been doing YouTube for more than 5 minutes, you know that that's a challenge, but I really am enjoying this process and sharing my story with you guys. So happy Sunday. Love you guys. Have a great day.